I'm here with Sergeant Tyler Hare, and it's always a good time with him because he's so knowledgeable and he's so passionate about what he does. Again, he's a recruiter with the Texas Army National Guard. I'm ALICIA SOUVANNASANE, also with the Texas Army National Guard. And today he's going to educate us on the different branches of the military. He's had experience both being an active Army and, again, now serving in the Texas Army National Guard. So we're going to turn it around on him, and he's going to give us this brief education on the different branches.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you? So, like Specialist SOUVANNASANE said, I'm a recruiter for the Texas Army National Guard. And really, as a recruiter, we get a bunch of questions from a lot of people, okay? People go online and send me some questions. And a lot of them have been about, what's the difference between the Army and the Marines? Or if I wanted to go Air Force and this, that, lots of questions. So what I wanted to do was kind of come out, reach out to you guys, make a quick video, kind of answering some of those questions really basic at a really basic level, to kind of get you an idea of what's going on, okay? Because there's 5 branches that we really consider military, and then inside those branches we've got reserve and National Guard and active duty, and kind of what does all of that mean is really the question we're trying to get at. Okay, so a little bit of background on me. I have some active duty time. I was served in the Army Reserves. I've served in the Texas Army National Guard. My dad was a Marine for 14 years, was a drill instructor there. I've got an uncle who was Air Force. I've got, my granddad was Navy. I've kind of seen all the branches, at least, maybe not from a distance, but, might not have served personally, but some experience with all of them. So I kind of just wanted to jump into these, okay? So at the basic level, there are 4 main Department of Defense branches: the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. Easy, okay? And then we'll throw in the Coast Guard. They're a Department of Homeland Security branch, but they do help serve. They they go on active duty. They serve their country. They do some dangerous work. So I'm going to throw them in there as well, okay? So we've got a little PowerPoint. I've got some stuff up there. It's not anything super crazy, but kind of jump into it. Before we start, real quick thing about all the branches. Pay is determined by the federal government, okay? So whatever rank you are, it's determined by the government, and it is across all of the branches. Sailors and airmen do not get paid more than Marines. Now, they may have different benefits when it comes to housing or whatever else, but they don't get paid more, okay? Everybody gets paid the same. If you are a sergeant, E5 in the Army, you get paid the same as an E5 Marine, E5 Air Force, E5 Navy. That's just how it works, okay? And 2, I do recognize that each branch, they've got their own insignia. They've got really in-depth histories and traditions and values, okay? But at the end of the day, we work together. Okay, perfect example. Marines. Marines do not have medical personnel. Okay, you cannot be a medic in the Marine Corps. You can be a naval corpsman and serve with the Marines. They have to work together. Okay, or in the Army. If we need a cave blown up, we're calling the Air Force. All right, that's how we work. We work together, despite having a little bit of this different stuff. So, with that in mind, let's kind of jump into this. The first one that I'm going to talk about, that's the one that's near and dear to me, okay? That's the one I've done 12 years in. But the Army, okay? Everybody's heard of the Army at least. We are the largest branch, okay? Lots and lots of soldiers, okay? We have opportunity for over 200 different jobs within just the Army, okay? So we don't just have infantry guys. We've got tankers and artillery and pilots. We've got supply guys. We've got human resource specialists that do paperwork. We've got guys who do work with chemical munitions. We've got guys who help build weapons. I'm a medic, okay? I also hold an MOS in military intelligence, okay? We've got cyber ops guys. We've got all sorts of stuff. Name it, we at least have some version of that, okay? What that helps, civilian side, helps with on-the-job training, okay? Let's say you want to be a police officer. You could get training on that. Let's say you want to be logistics. We can help you learn supply stuff. Say you want to be in human resources. We have human resources people, okay? Those are all jobs that we have an opportunity to help you get civilian training on, okay? So that's the Army. The other thing about the Army, the big benefit, I would say, the big difference between that and the other branches is because we are so big, we get a lot of money, right? Which just totally makes sense. Okay, so we operate way more of the cool guy schools than a lot of the other branches. Now, don't get me wrong, the Navy SEALs, the Navy runs that. That's awesome. They do great stuff. But as far as, let's say, airborne school, where you jump out of planes, that's us. We run almost every one of those schools. Air assault, where you rappel out of helicopters into combat. Not only is that a school we offer, it's a school I've been to. It's really, really cool, and it's an Army school. Now, Navy guys, Air Force guys have gone through that school, but it's a mainly Army school, and your chance at those really increase through the U.S. Army. Okay, sniper school, stuff like that, okay? We just have a little bit more Army, or a little bit more funds, so we run those schools with lots of opportunity for them. All right? Next one. The Air Force, okay? Couple of notes about the Air Force. One, they do a really good job taking care of their airmen. That everybody wants to join the Air Force, or well, not everybody, but lots of people want to join the Air Force. The Air Force, they don't have nearly as many combat jobs. So if you're looking at shoot, move, and communicate, throwing grenades and blowing stuff up, the Air Force is less of a place where that's going to be kind of, you know, the jobs you're looking at. A couple of other things. You need to have a college degree to fly in the Air Force. If you don't have one, you're probably not going to fly. Go get one. Become a pilot. Blow stuff up. That's great. Do it. But you're going to have a college degree. Most jobs in the Air Force are combat support. They're the guys supporting the combat operations. They're going to work on the planes. They're going to serve the food. They're going to do the paperwork. They're going to do all of that. So the Air Force does a really good job with supporting their officers who fly. All right? Very exclusive branch. It's hard to get into. Okay? It's tough. If you don't have good high school grades, if you are getting in trouble with the law, stuff like that, the Air Force may not necessarily be for you because it's an exclusive branch. It's tough to get into. So something to think about, okay? The Navy. Let's jump into the Navy. Okay? You guys know what the Navy does? Ships, right? Ships. Now they also have helicopters. They have fighter planes. They have submarines. They've got a lot of really cool equipment. I get seasick, so I didn't join the Navy, so I can't say a whole lot, but they do some really cool stuff. And if you talk to a Navy recruiter, their big push is travel. And from everybody I've talked to who've served in the Navy, I served with a lot of medical personnel who were in the Navy, who served with Marines or on ships. They traveled all over. They got to go to some really, really, really cool places by serving in the Navy, okay? They do a really good job with what they do. And again, with as far as the jobs go, right? An aircraft carrier is a 5,000 person town, essentially, right? A town that has to shoot fighters off into the airspace. So they've got all the jobs that you need in a regular town, they would have on the ship. So they do some really cool stuff. Benefits pretty similar to the Army, to the Air Force. Most of them will be on a ship at some point. I haven't served, so I don't want to say too much about that, but really, really cool branch, really, really good opportunities. Some very specific and unique jobs that they might not have in the other branches, like nuclear. Nuclear officers help run all the nuclear engines and stuff on the subs. Really good opportunity that obviously the Army isn't going to have because we don't have submarines. And then last, but very, very much not least, the branch that I grew up around is the Marines. Okay. A couple of notes about the Corps. They're the smallest branch. All right. Between a quarter and a fifth the size of the U.S. Army. So, it's a different experience. There's just a lot fewer Marines. And part of that is because the Marines are the toughest branch.
Right now. Aye, sir. You will do what you're told to do, when you're told to do it, and without question. Do you understand?
Yeah. They have the toughest PT test. They have the toughest physical standards, okay? Nobody else requires you to do pull-ups. They're going to ask you to do pull-ups, okay? So, smallest branch, they are also a department of the Navy. So the Navy kind of runs a bunch of their stuff, which is why like Navy corpsmen go and serve with the Marines when they're in combat. The one thing I always like to mention is their dress uniforms. Look awesome. Always have. They're super cool. And on top of that, right? So to be a Marine, you have to earn that right. Okay? It's not just given out. So if you want to earn the right to be a Marine, find a Marine recruiter or hit me up. We will find a Marine recruiter together. Okay? If that's what you're after, if you want to be one of the few and the proud, that's awesome. That's great. And again, the branch that I grew up around. So, just a real quick, brief overview, kind of looking at some options. Like I said, I also threw in the Coast Guard. They do some great work, some awesome stuff. A lot of them are going to stay around domestic waters, protect American ports, territories, and interests. I've actually got a cousin in the Coast Guard right now. He's in Key West, doing some great work with the anti-drug task force down there. They're not a Department of Defense. They are Department of Homeland Security. But they do deploy. They go on mobilizations. They do a lot of great work. If you have any questions about the Coast Guard or can't find a Coast Guard recruiter, again, feel free to hit me up. I've got a buddy who's one. We'll go talk to him together. But we've also got another kind of layer on top of this, right? Let's say you choose your branch, but you don't know whether you want to be a part-time, I'm going to use the word soldier for my purposes, because I'm a soldier. But let's say you want to be a part-time soldier and not active duty, or you want to be active duty and not part-time. Who do you go talk to? What questions are you to ask? So let's kind of talk about that. So there's two different versions. You've got active duty, and then you've got the reserves and National Guard. And those are a little different as well, and I'll get into that in just a second. But active duty, let's say you want to get the heck out of here, right? You live in podunk nowhere, and you're ready to go see the world, or experience something different, or get away from home, or whatever. That's active duty, and active duty would be perfect for you, okay? Active duty, you are going to sign up. You're going to go to basic training. You're going to go to advanced training. And this is every branch. They all do the same thing. Well, not the same basic, but you're still going to ship out to training. Okay? And then that branch is going to decide exactly where you're going to go. So in the Army, right? You could go to Germany, which is sweet. I've been to Germany. It's awesome. Or you could go to Fort Polk, Louisiana. It's not Germany. Let's put it that way. So the Army is going to decide what they're going to do with you, or the Marines or the Navy. Okay, they're going to assign you to a ship, or they're going to assign you to a base, and that's what you do. Okay, not a lot of choice, not a lot of options. You're going to get moved around, but with that comes housing taken care of. You're not paying for housing. Done. Healthcare? Nope, not paying for it. The government's going to pay for your healthcare. Okay, life insurance? Already got it. It's in the books right there. Okay. It's a lot of really good opportunity. You can put some cash away, and you don't have to worry about some things like, how am I going to pay to live? How am I going to pay for food? Again, that's taken care of. So it's kind of, that's the active duty mentality. Do 4 years in the active duty, and you're going to earn some more education benefits. In fact, more education benefits than reserve and guard earn. However, you're doing 4 years of active duty, and it's tough, really tough, especially in your first term, to do college and active duty at the same time. Okay, not that it's impossible, but it's really tough. So let's say you've got a plan and you're ready to go to college. You've got a job you don't want to give up. You've got kids that you don't want to move. Okay, that's where kind of the reserves and National Guard can help you out. All right, so let's talk Army National Guard. What are we? We're a part-time force. Okay, so we are 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks during the summer for training. Okay. What do you get with that with a part-time job? Are we paying for housing? No, we're not going to pay for all of your housing. It's just a part-time job. But we are going to pay you for that part-time job. Okay, $200 to $300 for a weekend. I don't know who makes $250 on a weekend for a Saturday and Sunday, but it's not most people. Okay, you still get access to healthcare insurance. All right, it's pretty good too. Okay, it comes a little bit out of your pocket, but it's way better than I had. I used to be a civilian teacher. I used the Guard's health insurance because it just paid way more. It was way better. You still get access to education benefits. We pay up to 12 credit hours at any state or local university in the state of Texas. Okay? Other states have other benefits. So if you're checking this out in, let's say, Mississippi pays tuition as well. Montana, which is where I grew up, they help pay for tuition as well. So a really good opportunity. Okay? You get some on-the-job training. And then in the National Guard, the big difference between the National Guard and the reserves. The reserves, they don't get quite as much money for education because they're not using state benefits. Okay, so the National Guard is a state entity where they use federal education benefits and state education benefits. So more money, 12 credit hours, right? The reserves doesn't get the state access, and they don't mobilize or deploy for almost all state emergencies. So if you were to look at like Hurricane Harvey, I'm sure you guys remember, I promise I do, because the water was in my house. But all those guys who were in my neighborhood, helping my family out, helping the neighbors around me, helping everything else, those are National Guardsmen, okay? The Air Guard deployed, okay? The Air Force also has a National Guard. It's called the Air Guard. They deployed and helped out. The Army National Guard deployed and helped out, okay? Coronavirus stuff. Our National Guardsmen, the Air Guard guys, they're out there helping every day, right now, with testing sites. That's what they're doing because we serve the community first, okay? Hopefully I answered most of y'all's questions. It was a real brief overview. But here's the deal, okay? I get paid my paycheck whether you sign up and sign a contract with the Army National Guard or not. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you have a major question or can't find a recruiter or don't want to work with the recruiter you're working with or have just any question at all, my number's on there. Yeah? My number's on there?
Yes.
Excellent. Perfect. So my number is on there. Please shoot me a text. Give me a call. I would be more than happy to help you out. If you want to go active Army, I've got a buddy who's a recruiter in the active Army office in Pearland. We can take you over there. The Marine recruiters that used to work at the school that I taught, I know several of them. They're great guys. They are more than willing to do anything they can to help you out if you want to join the Corps. So please don't think that just because I'm an Army National Guard recruiter that I can't help you find the path that you want to take, because I care way more that you find success in your life and allow the military to help you do that than I do that you join the Army National Guard. Okay? Now, if you want to join the Guard, I'd be more than happy to help you out.
Oh, so Sergeant Hare, I had a question.
Yes.
And also with pay, you mentioned $200-$300, but obviously with rank structure, and if you, as years go on, time of service,
it's
and rank,
absolutely going to go up. And we're one of the few jobs in the United States, military in general, that gets automatically increased for inflation. So our pay went up 3% last year just because inflation went up. It'll go up again in January of 21 and January of 22. So we're a little bit inflation immune. You're going to get more pay as we go further on. You put more time in service, you get paid more. Okay, so I hit my 12 years in 2 months. So I'm about to get a pay increase just because I've been in for long enough that I get a pay increase.
And also, you were a forensic science teacher, and you taught how many other subjects?
Oh, all of them. I've taught physics, biology, chemistry, advanced animal science, aquatic science, integrated physics and chemistry.
All the smart subjects.
The sciences.
All the smart subjects. But do you feel like with the Texas Army National Guard, it's opened up doors for you?
I wouldn't have a master's degree if I hadn't joined the Guard. So I got a master's degree that they helped me pay for. My son was born on the Guard's health insurance, and a little bit personal, but he was in the NICU, in the intensive care unit because he was little when he was born. He was in there for 8 days. Okay, I paid out $200 a month for my family insurance. We got our check back, or our bill back, and it had zeros on it because my insurance had taken care of it. If I had had my teacher insurance at the time, we might have just left him there, I guess. Like I don't think we could have afforded it. But the health insurance from the Guard really, really made an opportunity and changed my life. Another one, my house, my VA home loan, because I served 6 years in the Guard. I got the opportunity for a VA home loan, so I didn't have to put any money down for my house. And I have a beautiful home that my family lives in because of it. So I would say, the Guard absolutely not only changed my life, but it has influenced in such a positive way that I can't speak enough. I mean, heck, like she said, I was a high school teacher, and I made the decision to come be a recruiter because of the passion that I have for this job.
Awesome. Flip this around and say goodbye. Again, I'm with Sergeant Tyler Hare. I'm going to step away from the light there. I'm with Sergeant Tyler Hare, so if you have any questions, I did put his number there. So you can contact him or you can contact me and I can pass the message along. But thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Again, if you have any questions, make sure you hit us up and we're more than happy to help.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day. Stay safe.